And now, it's time for the lightning round.
All right, folks, changing dog biting laws, the new look for the Rays, and heated hospital gowns. We're all over the place tonight. Our guest tonight is personal injury attorney and good friend Jack Gordon from the law firm Manny Gordon.
Mark, pleasure to see you guys. Paul, Chip.
Good to see you.
Always great hanging out with the
life?
best news crew. Tremendous. Thank you, guys.
You did say the best news crew.
The best news crew.
You read that on a prompter somewhere?
too.
No, that's real. Okay.
You see why we welcome it back. How about Pasco County? They're looking at changing their dog fighting laws so that the owner is criminally liable after the dog bites somebody the first time. Typically, to have a case like this, correct me if I'm wrong, you would have to have a pattern of that for somebody to be criminally liable. But that doesn't mean they're not civilly liable after a first bite, right?
Correct. From a criminal perspective, before the dog can be taken and euthanasia considered, there has to be a determination the dog is vicious. And for that to occur, the dog has to have had a history of being violent. Before you can pursue criminal liability against the owner of the dog, again, there must be a history. So this particular suggestion is, let's reduce the history that's required before we can pursue criminal liability against the owners. From a civil perspective, always in Florida, there's been strict liability. I don't have to have a history. If my dog does something to you and he's never demonstrated violence before, I'm still responsible for your damages.
But criminally, we all have dogs. I mean, we know, and on some certain level, some people believe this targets pit bulls. Now, we've seen a lot of good pit bulls.
Yeah.
Chip, I know you're a big dog lover. I'm not sure that I like changing
I don't really like that change, because you never know. It opens you up to all sorts of situations where a one-time only incident, that could be from anything, really. And the other thing that's scary is the way they can actually separate and really make it pro-pit bull, make it pro-Rottweiler. I just don't like any of that,
I just think a dog, sometimes they bite, and you don't know what the circumstances are going to be and how it came to happen and where the person was the person on your property? I mean, there's a lot of questions.
Let me ask you this, does that increase the civil penalty then? I mean,
no, because again, the strict liability.
But does it make it easier to get cash out of it if it's a one-time only deal?
I don't think so. It's actually probably easier to get money damages, or the individual is certainly susceptible to paying more if there's been history, because arguably now the owner would be susceptible to having to pay punitive damages.
Oh,
I see,
good
right.
point.
Okay.
It's a new day for the Rays in St. Pete. Unveiled the new logo today, earlier tonight. Now the devil is gone. Just the Rays. What do we think of the uni so far?
I think it's okay. It's fine. But the bottom line is they finish last every year. There's so much. Okay, I would if they wear polka dots.
Yeah,
I would be okay if they came in second place and wore polka dots and pink. I'd be okay with that.
Do you go to a restaurant because you like the way the lobby is designed? No, you go for the food. Same with a ball game.
Win some
games. I don't care what they're dressed in. Win some games. Whatever money you're spending on designing a new uniform.
Here's a team that
put into payroll
that can't get to 500. If they get to 500, it's a parade. They can't win as many as they lose.
Now, and a little bit of defense of the Rays, though. We do have a new ownership group that's just not getting their teeth in it.
There is none. I'm telling you. I mean, honestly,
if you took over a team, if you took over, what is it, 40 million? If you took over,
I think what's most frustrating for many consumers is they feel as if they've been fraudulently induced into watching. There's been promises made by the organization for years and years, and I understand there's a new management team in place, but I don't necessarily think it's good for publicity to be spending time, money, energy, and effort saying, hey, look what we're doing. We're changing the uniforms. We don't care about the uniforms, guys.
Right.
Spend time on payroll and players.
We do have to mention you are involved with a legal case against the Devil Rays. A different matter.
I am.
Just for an interest of disclosure.
Thank you.
What about Dr. Joe's story?
You're so above board. That's incredible.
Just come out of nowhere.
You need a job in sports and weather because we wouldn't have
disclaimers.
We could have ran that on a call right here.
How to suck all the juice out of a discussion too. Man, does that not just bring everything?
It's like the car commercials where you don't get a chance to see how good the car is because someone had to disclose it.
He was going to have to disclose, make that evident. Why even bring this into a whole tailgate?
Here I am thinking you guys are going to kick out of the heated hospital gowns, but I guess I must be wrong.
I'm done with the gowns.
The heated hospital. I think the problem was that here in Tampa, because there are certain Hillsborough County ordinances, with the opening in the back, the patients couldn't get within 6 feet of the nurses. And as a result, they had to change the design somehow.
Have you tried a case like that?
That sounds like good grant.
I want to see what the judgment is on that.
Yeah, I bet. Jack's with Manny Gordon. Thanks so much.
MannyGordon.com.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Always,
Thanks
Mark.
for coming by. Chip's next.